Okay, pause the video and write this down. Pause, 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 pause. Okay, so we want to get to REF. Okay, why? Oh, here we go. Look at B here. Okay, this is REF, right? Okay, once I'm at REF, I can just say, oh, okay, X is 4, Y is -5, Z is 7 in this case. So hopefully you see why we would like to get to REF. I'll say more later, but just a little motivation. Okay, back to this guy. So algorithm, okay, kind of like a program or a recipe, step-by-step method to reduce this 3 by 6 matrix to reduced echelon form. Step 1, choose the first pivot column. The word pivot will be clarified later. So what I do is I want to choose a non-zero column, and I go from left to right. Okay, so for me, it's going to be that guy right there. That's the first non-zero column when I look at this matrix from left to right. If your matrix starts with a 0 column, then you just skip it. You select the first non-zero one. Okay, next. Now, my next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to want something non-zero right there in the top left. So I'm going to interchange to get a non-zero entry at the top of my pivot column. So we'll say use an interchange. So I'll swap rows to get a non-zero 0 entry at the, oh boy, top of your pivot column. Okay, so I will swap rows 1 and 2. 2, 4, -10. So just copying this out. 0, 0, -2, 0, boop. Here's what I do. I went to row 1, interchange row 2. Okay. So now I want echelon form first. Okay, so echelon form, I'm going to need, okay, because I have a leading entry here, I'm going to need these two things to both be 0. So I want to kill this guy using a replacement operation. Yeah, so use replacements to get zeros below your pivot is the word we're going to use for this guy. Call this a pivot. I've been using the term leading entry. Textbook I believe, uses the word pivot. Anyways, they're interchangeable. So a pivot, that's 2 up here, is called my pivot. So I'm going to use this 2 to kill that 2 below. I want to leave that there. Pivot. Okay, so what replacement? Remember, a replacement is a operation like this. Row 3, in this case, it's going to be minus row 1. All right, when I do that operation, I will get the 0 here that I want. So when I take row 3 minus row 1, what do I get? I get 0, 0, 5, double negative, 0, minus 17, minus 29. And the top 2 rows don't change. You can, it's a good habit just to copy them out. I think you want to don't be too lazy here. My inclination is to be lazy, but it comes back to bite you, let me assure you. So just do a lot of copying. Be very careful. Double check as you go. Okay, so done number 3. I have zeros. I have my pivot here, and I have zeros below. Okay, 4 is basically, I'm going to be repeating. My algorithm is going to loop, as we say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, at least mentally, just cover up this top row. So you're going to cover up that top row that contains your pivot you just used, and repeat steps 1, 2, and 3 for the remaining 2 by 6 matrix. So in words we say, so cover the row you just used, and all rows above. So later on in this method, there will be my pivot row and there'll be things above I'll also have to cover. So I'm going to be really just focusing my attention on this 2 by 6. And I repeat 1, 2, 2, 3, until there are no more non-zero rows to modify. So I keep going until I run out of rows. Okay, that's enough for one video. We'll pick this up in the next.